Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft with Qwayzaar. It's good to see you guys again. I know it's been about a year, but you know, I've been playing a bit of Minecraft. I haven't had all that much time, but I've been playing here and there. I've been working away at some of our more ambitious projects, and they are still nowhere near complete. So today I thought, we'd take a little break. Well, I'll take a little break and just work on something a bit more achievable, something smaller, and just have a bit of fun with it. So today we're going to be working on, let me get my bow out for this ghast. Today we're going to be working on our piglin village. So, I really like this nether hub, sort of a kind of like a church-like design almost. And I wanted to work on a bit more the area around it, maybe do like even a bit of landscaping. So let's take a look at it from over here. So this is our current nether hub. I haven't shown it off that much, I think, since the very first kind of world tour episode I did. But this is a build I'd done before I even began this series in my single player world. And I just came in recently and I added this lava waterfall just to see what it would look like. I looked at it from a few different angles and I like the, you can go down here, the way it kind of separates the nether hub from the land there. And let me get up. Oh, they are fighting. Let me get up here. Whoops, daisies. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I've been trying to kind of plan this area, and the nether mob spawning is so fast. I'm just constantly end up being distracted fighting mobs. But yeah, there's our nether hub. There is our nether highway, and at the moment that's kind of the only highway. Eventually we're probably going to have one going this direction as well. But this is the only highway. It goes to the witch farm. It goes to a project that's kind of linked to the map room. It goes to the world spawn, and it goes to the bastion and nether fortress and stuff. And so it's really long. It's a really long tunnel, and it's mostly all built like that. There's some weird glitch where when I eat food, it's not making any sound. Anyway, so I'm looking at, it's kind of an annoying thing to think about, but I feel like it might be best to move the whole nether highway back to where that pink glass is over there. So it's a bit set back, and then we could have a little village area right here. So I'm still kind of planning it out, and there's a few things I want in the village. So I want to kind of keep the design style we have of the nether hub, with the kind of basalt and blackstone, and maybe a little bit of pink glass. And I want to kind of merge it with regular Minecraft village design, not to be the same, but just kind of these small, somewhat simple builds, just so it kind of feels a bit vanilla-ish. And the things I want to build, they're kind of all functional. It's not just for design. So the first thing I wanted to build, I gotta get rid of this guy. Ooh, and I've fallen off. The first thing I want to build is this here. So I've just marked where I want it with some basalt, but it's a, oh, that's bad. Don't knock me in here. Bye. It's a strider boathouse. So I guess it's a boathouse, but with striders. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Everywhere I go, it's just constant fighting mobs here. So what I want is kind of this cool staircase that'll go down to the strider. I don't know what to call it. Strider house? The strider house. The boathouse. I'm just going to call it the boathouse. They're basically boats for lava. So I want a cool staircase that kind of winds down to it. So I'm still trying to work out what shape the staircase will be. And that's kind of inspired by the staircase that goes down to the boathouse in Harry Potter, in Hogwarts. So yeah, I thought that'd be kind of cool. And then everything else will probably be up here, maybe even something up on the hill, I don't know yet. I want to have a basalt. I want to have a stone cutter, so it'll be a piglin kind of stone cutter. And we'll see what kind of design we have for that. But that in there will be the basalt generator. I actually have a temporary basalt generator down here just because I need basalt. And what else? Oh yeah, one of the main reasons I actually want this village is because I got these skeleton horses. Wait, I thought there were two here. I think one's still in the overworld. But I think it'd be so cool, you know, if we have a stables in the village and all the horses are skeleton horses. I think that would be a really cool little feature. And yeah, I'm gonna think of what else we could have in the village, but I think it'll be cool. So what I want to do first is plan out the layout of the village, and I'm finding it quite tricky. And now there's a skeleton up here. I'm finding it quite tricky, just because this whole area is just like 1 or 2 blocks deep, and then there's nothing underneath it. So I'm either gonna like mine it all out, or build on top of it and make it look a bit more structured. I think a good way to begin might be to work out the path of this lava river. Like, it should probably wind around a bit. Maybe it comes down from that. And then we need to work out, is the highway going to stay? And will it like arch over? Will there be a little like archway thing where the lava river passes beneath it? Or do we remove this, which I'm really considering, although it's a ton of work, so that's kind of why I don't want to do it. Move the nether highway back there. We have the village all here, and we have a little like stone bridge that goes over the lava, and a new entrance to the hub. And at the moment, the thing is as well, there is no actual door out from the nether hub to the nether. It's like I'm just exiting from a unfinished part of the roof. So yeah, a lot to think about. I'm gonna begin kind of trying to plan this out, and I'll be back then. Okay, so cleared out most of the trees, began blocking in the piglin village, moved the nether highway back, and honestly I do miss the nether highway where it was originally, going straight into the front of the nether hub. But I think once we've kind of changed the design of the nether hub front a little bit, we've got the different buildings in here and a bunch more trees, I think it'll look really great. So just quickly, at the moment I haven't assigned all the buildings yet, or I have a few more to add and I'm not exactly sure where to add them. But at the moment I have this one as sort of the woodcutter's logging cabin. So there'll be a bunch of trees up here and a path running down here. Right outside the nether hub, I think the first thing we want to be able to go to is the stables, which will have skeleton horse. So we will have to kind of make this path continue to some of the other areas in the nether here, so that we actually might use those skeleton horses. And then over here, I'm not fully sure yet, either some sort of fungus farm or probably a lava farm. And then this one will be like a netherwort farm with some sort of little fenced off netherwort garden at the back. And then we have, of course, over here we have the Strider boathouse at the very bottom. You know, a lot of the time I kind of cut. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and then I do it for a few hours, and then I cut back, and it's just kind of done. So I wanted to go through my sort of thought process when I'm designing stuff and when I'm building. So when I'm building something, first I kind of collect different references. So for the nether hub, I'd collect different references, and then sort of merge them all together. Kind of work out color palettes. With this, it was that gray, black mixed with pink, and yeah, and then, you know, Minecraft is kind of like you're like sculpting something. So like if you're a painter and I'm painting the stables, right? So I'm like building the stables. You always want to take a few steps back and look at it. But because this is like a sculpture, like it's three-dimensional art, you want to look at it from as many different angles as you can. So when I was building this nether hub, you know, I'd look at it from here, I'd look at it from over here, I'd look at it from this tree over here, because what you don't want is you don't want to be walking back to the nether hub someday from, say, over here on the other side and realize, oh, it's really ugly from this angle, or it doesn't look good from this angle. So it's really important to build things and kind of think about how they're going to look from every different angle. Most of the time I've spent here planning this village has just been killing ghast and piglins. So yeah, I think, and at the very end we'll probably build some sort of mob capping system so that they don't spawn as much here. Well, we'll have a bunch of named piglins here, so the piglins might be okay, but I think we need to capture like some ghast and name tag them so that the ghast stops spawning, if that's possible. I'm not too sure. Anyway, so I look at the build from different angles, and the same for this village. I'm constantly going up to these different platforms all around, looking at the layout of the village from different angles. And then what I do next, once I'm kind of further along, is I like to think about keyframes, right? So a main keyframe for this build, the piglin village I mean, is me coming straight out of the nether hub, right? And I'm standing here. So what do I want to see first? So I probably want to see the stables first, because that's the first thing we're going to want to go to if we've walked out of the hub. If we're not taking the nether highway, chances are I'm either want something in the village or I want one of the horses to go out into the nether. And I've positioned the stables like parallel to the road so that it sort of leads the eye further into the village. Really need to deal with these constant gas. And then, oh yeah, so let's say I'm coming out of here, right? And what I want for the Strider boathouse is I want this kind of view of it, where I can always see it down there in the distance, and you know, it feels like I'm going there. People often do this in video games when they design them. You'll be able to see somewhere in the distance and slowly feel like you're getting closer to it, rather than, say, right now, if I walk out of here, I look to my, oh, there, oh, it's because I took my armor off for the video. I was like, why is everything doing so much damage to me? That was actually pretty close. I was like, that usually they do like 3 hearts. You did like 6. Okay. So when I walk out of here, right now I can't really see the as I walk down this path, I can't really see the boathouse. So what I'll usually do for stuff like this, obviously I can get rid of this. I can, let's see, I'm gonna need some, we can move this lava back a bit. Let's see, where is the other source? There. So I'm probably gonna just cut into this the cliff a bit. So see, now I can see it a bit better, but obviously we've got to put the lava back. But when we put it back, let's lower this a bit so the lava falls a bit earlier. And then we'll put this one back. So I think we should have, yeah. So now when we're walking down, we can see the boathouse. We can see the boathouse there. And then another kind of important keyframe. Have we got a friend here? We do. Okay. Another keyframe is this one, right? So when I've already lowered the netherrack here by 1 block, but I'm standing right now at where it was originally when I first started clearing out this area. So this is what I'm talking about. It's just me constantly fighting these guys. So anything else? No. Okay. So yeah, at the start, like you can imagine, the path comes out straight, and we've got the straight on view. As we're walking back to the nether hub, this is what we'd see. But it's a little bit flat because we're looking at the nether hub straight on. So instead, we would wind the path around this way. The path goes this way, winds around there. We got some trees in the middle, trees over here. Just a bit more interesting. And now we have this sort of, let me get rid of this, just crowds the view a little bit. Now we got this kind of more interesting, more dimensional kind of 3/4 view of the nether hub. And I think this looks good, but you know, in this village, right, the nether hub is supposed to be the center of the village. It's kind of the most, it'll be the largest of the builds, it'll be the most intricate, and you know, everything else is just kind of small compared to it. So we really want it to feel kind of grand. So what we do is we're gonna lower the ground in this whole area by 2, and now we're sort of looking up at the nether hub, which makes it feel a bit more special compared to everything else. So I'll be lowering all the ground down a little bit, and then we can add some drama. And this might take a minute, but yeah. So we just put this big cool lava waterfall. I kind of tried to block it in certain areas so that it spreads out and looks a bit more dramatic, but we'll have this cool lava waterfall right behind it. And so we went from this, you know, pretty flat level straight on view to a more kind of like a dynamic shot with lots going on. And so yeah, that's basically how I think while building and designing things. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go think about which build we might just do today, and see you in a minute. Okay, we'll begin with the stables because all of our skeleton horse are ready to move in, and it's the first build here. I did want to do the boathouse, but I'm not 100% sure where it'll be placed. So let's begin with the stables. So usually we'd kind of, for stables, we'd have like, let's say this would be like 1 pen, and then we'd have a second pen, and so it's kind of a hard one because it's so small. Like, how are we gonna fit in a bunch of horses? So let's say this is the like gate out. So we're gonna have a bit of hay here. There's a little open space for them, and then we have probably only 2 pens. So let's say here and here. Funny enough, the polished basalt texture looks basically the same as all the other wood textures, but it isn't real wood. So I think we'll use a lot of the polished basalt on this. I have to kind of resist the urge to make it bigger. You know, I was seeing there, oh, if I just move this part down to here, I could fit in a 3rd stall. Where is it? What did he hit? Did he hit? He hit that over there. Yeah, I was thinking if I could move that down to here, I could fit in a 3rd stall. Or if I push this over back to here a bit, I could fit in a 3rd stall. But you know what? Why would we need 3 skeleton horses? 2 will do just fine. I think it's very important that we don't make anything too big because it'll start to overshadow the nether hub. Well, I actually managed to make it slightly smaller now, just by removing this last wall piece. And then, let's say, it's up here. So this is just 3 wide, and the door is gone. There is no way in. Okay, so the horse can go in and out only if it can walk through the very middle here, which means I don't know if I'm gonna leave the horse pens open. It is nice the way you can see them, or if I have like a double gate and I just open both of them, in, out, close both. Yeah, it looks okay. 2 gates. This wood's just temporary. We're gonna be swapping to a much nicer kind of wood later. Fill all this in. Get in there, get in there. Get back in there. Oh, we got him. Should we just keep this guy here? Oh, another friend. Well, you can stay there for the moment. I think we're gonna call this guy Alfredo. So I'm just doing the roof now. I'm trying to mix in some variations in the black stone stairs. So I actually did end up widening the horse pens by 1, just so that it's an uneven number and I could have the same matching polished basalt at the top on either side on the 2 parts of the roof. This part of the roof we got a different slant, so it's slightly taller just to make it look a bit more interesting. And because I widened the pens, oh, sorry about that, there's a bit more space for the horses, which is nice. So we just need some of this and then we can do the finishing touches. Okay guys, time for the finishing touches. We're getting the cherry wood in now. I'm not completely convinced, but it is definitely growing on me. I think I am becoming a fan of it here with this color palette. I tried a few different colors. This is the original. We had the crimson, and I think the crimson just blends in a little bit too much. I think it actually maybe works the best, but I think we want to see a little bit of wood so that we know it's like a stables. The crimson almost blends in too much. And I also tried the acacia, which also the orange was nice with the nether kind of palette, but I think we're gonna go with the cherry. Oh, can we get in here? Yeah, we can. Okay, that's you. So these two I'll probably never use realistically. Okay, so after testing all 4 skeleton horses, they're basically all the same except for this Skeletor, which can clear, and that wasn't even a full jump, but he can clear, what's this? 3.5 blocks. So I'm going to be using him as the main horse. Let's go through here and bring him into the nether. Alright guys, that is it. We are finished our skeleton stables. Got the cherry wood in, got all our skeleton horses in the pens. Alfredo was disposed of in a very pain-free, peaceful death. And then in here, got our sign, and in here we have a piglin that we can barter with. Let's see what he gives us. A bit of storage down here. He's taking his time. Gravel, great. And then we got some storage here for our horses. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I began roughing out the logging cabin up above there, but we'll come to that in another episode. And then we have our main horse out here ready to go. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope to see you again soon.